You are sitting in the dark, and all you can hear is the sound of something beautiful cracking in half. It is a sound that means you have lost everything, but you do not know that yet. Welcome, my friend. Pull up a stool. Let the dust of the day settle, and let the noise of your worries fade into the background. You are here because your soul is tired. Perhaps your pockets are empty, your dreams feel out of reach, or the weight of silence in your room at night is too heavy to carry. You are not alone in this wilderness. There is an old saying whispered by the elders of the Akan people, passed down through generations around the evening fires. They say that the clay pot that will hold the sweetest water must first pass through the hottest fire. But what happens when the fire becomes too hot to bear, and what happens when you feel yourself beginning to crack? Let me tell you about Kwame. He was a young man who, much like you, reached the absolute end of his rope. Kwame was a molder of clay in his village, nestled near the banks of the Pra River. His father had taught him how to listen to the earth, telling him that the clay has a voice, and that he must listen to what it wants to become. But Kwame did not want to just mold simple water pots. He had grand dreams of exquisite vessels worthy of kings. He invested everything. He spent his meager savings on the finest red clay. He spent sleepless nights designing patterns, until the drought came. A sudden, severe drought hit the region. The river shrank to a muddy trickle. Food prices soared, and nobody wanted art when they had no grain. Kwame's creations sat on his dusty shelves, gathering nothing but silence, while his family's small plot of crops failed. The landlord demanded his dues, and Kwame's hands began to shake with anxiety. Have you ever felt that quiet panic when you realize your hard work is yielding absolutely nothing? Desperate to save his family from ruin, Kwame decided to create one final masterpiece vessel to sell to a visiting merchant from the capital. This was his last card. If this failed, he would lose his home. For 3 days and 3 nights, he molded, pouring his sweat and his last ounces of hope into this single pot. It was perfect, smooth, tall, and elegant. Except there was the kiln, the fire. Kwame stacked the wood high, watching the flames paint the night sky in shades of angry orange. But as the heat reached its peak, a sharp, terrifying sound echoed through the quiet night. Crack. Kwame's heart stopped. He rushed to the kiln, shielding his face from the blistering heat. Inside, his masterpiece had split down the middle. The intense heat had found a tiny, invisible pocket of air inside the clay, and it had burst. Kwame fell to his knees in the dirt as the ashes flew around him like gray snow. He did not cry. He was past tears. He felt completely hollow, whispering to the empty night that he was finished, and that he had nothing left. In the morning, a shadow fell over him. It was Bako, the oldest potter in the village, a man whose words carried the weight of mountains. Bako looked at the shattered pieces of the pot, and then at Kwame's broken spirit. He did not offer empty pity. He did not tell Kwame to just stay positive. Instead, Bako knelt down, picked up a broken shard, and rubbed his thumb over the rough edge. He asked Kwame why he thought it broke. Kwame muttered that the fire was too hot, and that he was cursed. But Bako shook his head, a gentle smile gracing his weathered face. He told Kwame that it broke because the clay was not yet ready for the intensity of the heat, and that there was moisture hidden deep inside where his hands could not reach. The fire did not destroy the pot, Bako said. The fire simply revealed what was unfinished inside it. He placed the broken piece back into Kwame's dusty palm, reminding him of the ancient words, that the clay pot that will hold the sweetest water must first pass through the hottest fire. Kwame asked how a broken pot could ever hold water. Bako pointed to the mound of raw clay in the corner and said that the beauty of clay is that it has no memory of being broken. It only knows that it can be remolded. He told Kwame to crush those broken pieces back into dust, mix them with fresh water and mold again because this time the fire would not break him, it would make him unbreakable. The old man's words hung in the warm morning air. Kwame looked at his hands. They were dirty, tired, and scarred, but they were still his hands, and the gift was still inside him. With a heavy sigh, Kwame stood up. He gathered the broken pieces of his failed masterpiece. He did not throw them away. He ground them down into a fine powder, mixing them back into the raw clay. It was an ancient technique to make the clay even stronger, more resistant to the shock of the heat. He sat at the wheel and the wheel spun. This time he did not rush. He pressed deeper, feeling for every tiny bubble of air, working through the night as his muscles ached. He molded a new pot. It was not as flashy as the first, but its base was wider, and it was built to endure. He placed it in the kiln and he lit the fire. As the flames rose, Kwame did not hide his eyes. He stood directly in front of the heat, feeling the sweat pour down his face. He watched the fire rage. He knew that whatever happened inside that kiln, he would survive it. When the fire finally died down and the ashes cleared, Kwame opened the kiln. There it stood, whole, strong, crimson red and ringed with the beautiful black marks of the flame. When the merchant arrived, he did not buy it for its decoration. He bought it because when he struck the side of the pot with his knuckle, it sang with a clear, metallic ring, which is the sound of clay that has successfully conquered the fire. My friend, you are that clay pot. The financial struggle you are experiencing right now, the rejection letters, the silence of unanswered prayers, the fear that you are falling behind, this is your kiln. The heat is uncomfortable, and sometimes it feels like it is tearing you apart. But remember, the fire is not your enemy. It is your refiner. It is burning away the doubt, the impatience, and the illusions that would have caused you to crack later in life. If you feel broken today, remember that you have no memory of being broken. You can start again today. You can take the pieces of your setbacks, grind them down, and use them to build a stronger foundation for tomorrow. You are being prepared to hold the sweetest water. Do not run from the fire. Stand firm. Thank you for sitting with me by the fire today. If this story brought a little bit of warmth to your heart, or if you know someone who is currently walking through their own fire, please share this message with them. Let them know their struggle has a purpose. Leave a comment below with the words, "I am ready for the fire," and let us build a tribe of resilient souls who refuse to break. Subscribe for more weekly wisdom from the soil of Africa. Until the sun rises again, keep molding, keep believing, and keep going. Your story is far from over.